setting new standards in podcast excellence. You have joined the WBT, fully focused on business and taxes. Here is your host, Michael Lodge.
And welcome to the WBT. This is Michael Lodge. I'm glad that you have joined me. I'm recording this on a Friday night because I'm getting ready to head back to South Carolina, where I have a lot of work to do. Tax time is over. I've met with all of our clients, the majority of our clients. We put very few on extension this year. I was happy to see them. I always look forward to tax time because when my tax clients come in, I get to hear the best stories. And I always tell them, next year I want to hear a really good story. And they do. They always bring me back a good story of what happened in their life, the divorce they went through, the separation that they may be going through, the new baby that has just come on board. It's a whole different type of experience when you sit down across the desk or table from your client and they tell you their story. And let me tell you, some of their stories are dynamic. They could bring you to tears if you ever listen to them. So it's an amazing experience that I get to see. Listen, at the end of my hall, there is a psychologist. And that psychologist never seems to like to hear our clients happy. I remember one day when our clients come into our office, they're always happy to see us. I had one client that say, the reason why I came back is because it feels like family. It feels like home. And that's what we try to do for each of our clients. We try to make it feel as if it's home. Taxes is a stressful situation. And I want them each to come in and feel as if they can talk to me, they can open up to me, and we can work things out. If they've got problems in their taxes from prior years, or if they're going through a situation in the current year, it's good that we can sit there and talk. And that's why it should be like home. So I'm always proud when I hear my clients say, I came back because it feels like home. Tax time this year, I think, when the smoothest of all years. We weeded out some of our, how do I say this? Okay, the clients that I didn't want to have come back. And there are those types of clients that seem to be like they're always willing to push the edge. And that's not the client that you want. When you ask a client, okay, listen, how much did you spend in uniforms this year? And they look up into the sky and it's magical. It's magical up in the sky. That's where they have all their numbers. And so when you know that your client looks up into the sky, that's where he is grasping or she is grasping for the right number that they think will make sense. That is part of life. That's human nature, right? Taxes is one of those scary things that people never even want to think about the whole year, but it's probably one of the most important aspects of your life because taxes involve everything. Your financial future, the amount of money that's being taken out of your payroll, the amount of money that you're putting away for retirement, the money that you're putting away for emergencies, and the educational benefits that you're taking from going to school. There's a whole list of things that involve each of you out there. But you don't like to think about it, and I understand why, because it's one of those things that when you think about taxes, a shiver comes down your spine because it's money that's being sent to the government, and sometimes it's not managed or spent very well. So I understand that. So this tax season was a good tax season. We had really good clients. We had really funny clients. We had clients that could tell very good stories. So now tax season is over. And every year at tax season, I come to Burbank, California, where my offices are. And I meet with my staff and we get ready for the tax season. And I'm here for about 5 months out of the year to work with the clients and do the accounting aspect of it and the tax aspect and the advisory tax aspect, forming new businesses for companies, for individuals, that want to start a company. So it's a busy time from December until mid-April or the end of April. At that time, I get to go home to my home in South Carolina that I don't get to see very much. And I talk to the individual that's there right now that takes care of it, and he says, you know what, your grass is really high. It's about it's about a foot tall. So one of the aspects of going home and the wonderful things about going home is mowing that lawn. I get to get on my tractor and I get to mow the lawn. But I have a lot of things going on. I have construction going on. Excuse me. I have a porch being built on the front and the back. I have a lot of landscaping because I've got 2 acres of land, so I've got to get this thing under control. And it's really difficult when you're gone most of the time. So I brought my dogs with me, Buddy, Skippy, and Zoe. So they're going back with me to South Carolina. And we're going to start out tomorrow morning, very early. And I don't know if you've driven across the United States, but it is a wonderful experience. Because you get to see America. You get to listen to America. When you stop at the truck stops, or you stop at the diner in the local town to eat, or to fill up with gas, you get to hear all the stories. And what's amazing to me is that when you do stop in these places, the families are sitting there and they are talking. There is no cell phone now. No one's talking on the cell phone. In fact, I have walked into restaurants in South Carolina that say, no cell phones. So, life is different. As soon as you leave California, you are in a totally different country. And it's a wonderful country. And each and every single one of us need to be proud of this nation. Because we have a vast group of individuals that think totally differently than California. So I enjoy going back to South Carolina, and I'm looking forward to the trip. I know the dogs probably are not, because the dogs, the first 100 miles are really excited. Oh gosh, I can hardly get into the car. 500 miles are giving me dirty looks. 1,000 miles, they're farting in the car on purpose. At 2,000 miles, they're staring at me, looking at me, farting, and sometimes I see teeth. But by the time we get home to South Carolina, they can run and they can play and they're happy. I hope that you guys get inspired sometime to travel across the nation. Do it. But make sure that if you take your dogs, watch them carefully, because their moods change after a long trip. It's 3,000 miles, 3.5 days. So it's a long, long trip by car. But it's worth it. Every bit of it is worth it. So that's it. Tax season's done. I'm going back to my home. My offices are still open. They're still working with clients all year long. But I'm going to be working on a porch. And I'm going to be painting. And I am going to be hauling stuff. And I'm going to be riding the tractor. But I love it. So everybody out there, If you need a good tax firm or a good accounting firm or business advisory firm, look us up, lodge-co.com. And we're there for you. We have offices in Burbank and we have offices in Greenville, South Carolina. So we serve both coasts. We are bi-coastal. But everybody, don't hesitate about thinking about your tax issues. I always tell my clients at the end of the year, call us, call the office, and see if you have taken enough taxes out of your paychecks. Or maybe you need to put more in. Maybe you need to take less out. Call us and talk to Jeremiah Pankin, who will work with you on your retirement plans. If you need to form a business or a corporation, a partnership, an LLC, whatever you need to form, call me and I'll do it for you. If you need full-time accounting work or CFO work, if you need somebody to come in and work with you on your financial statements and your bookkeeping, call my office. Again, look us up on lodge-co.com and you'll learn a lot more about us. But listen, as I'm traveling across the United States starting tomorrow morning, I'm still going to do my podcast. Wherever I stop that night, whatever city that I'm in, I will try and do a short podcast to tell you a little bit more about business and also a little bit about my trip. So this is Mike Lodge for the WBT, and I will talk with you very, very soon.
Thank you for listening to the WBT with Michael Lodge. Join us again tomorrow as we explore more about business and taxes. Follow us on iHeartRadio and go to our podcast website at www.wbtpod.com and listen to all of our podcasts and read our blogs.
World of Business and Taxes on WBT.
This is brought to you by Lodge & Co., a business and tax advisory firm where your success is our goal. Call us today toll-free at 888-681-1518 or visit us at www.lodge-co.com and learn more about what we can do for you. Lodge & Co., your source for sound business and tax services.